A husband and wife spend around 13 days traveling through Shimla and Manali, enjoying their time together. Once they return, the wife goes to her parental home because their 5-year-old daughter was there. The mother, noticing that the son-in-law has been unreachable for the last 13 days, asks her daughter, "Where is your husband? I haven't heard from him. What's going on?" The daughter avoids answering and starts changing the subject. This behavior is unlike her, making her mother suspicious. The mother insists on knowing where her son-in-law is. Eventually, the daughter gives in and says, "I killed him about 13 days ago." The mother, in shock, is unable to process what she's just heard. She immediately tells her husband, who then confronts their daughter. The daughter repeats the same horrifying story. The parents, now terrified, take their daughter straight to the police. They report that their daughter claims to have killed her husband. The case is handed over to the police officer, who sends 2 officers to investigate. The daughter claims the body's in the bathroom. When the officers check, they find the bathroom spotless, with nothing suspicious, except for a large drum filled with cement. The officers report back, "Sir, she's lying. There's just a drum here, nothing more." But when the daughter is questioned again, she reveals, "My husband is in that drum. We cut him into over 15 pieces and packed him in there." When the drum is opened, they find the pieces of the body inside. The case spreads on social media, and everyone wonders what truly happened. People start asking themselves, while the husband was away in Shimla and Manali, what was really happening at home? This real-life incident took place in India, in Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, specifically in the Brahmpuri police station area, Master Colony. On February 24, 2025, a man, a former Merchant Navy employee, returns home unexpectedly from London around 8 or 9 p.m. His surprise was to celebrate his wife's birthday on February 25th and their daughter's birthday on February 28th. Everything seems perfect, but on the night of March 4th, 2025, everything changes. At 11 p.m., the husband is sound asleep when his wife sits on his chest, holding a large knife. She plunges the knife deep into his chest. As the blade goes in, the husband lets out a faint scream, but he can't fight back because, a few hours earlier, he was drugged. His muscles were paralyzed and he couldn't resist. As he tries to move, he realizes his legs are being held by someone else. It wasn't just his wife. Another person was involved. One held the knife, and the other restrained him. They stab him repeatedly while he cries, begs for mercy, promising to do whatever they want. But nothing moves them. They continue calmly, unaffected by his pleas. For 25 to 30 minutes, he suffers. But in the end, he dies. As soon as he takes his last breath, meaning he dies, his pulse is checked. From this point, both his wife Muskan Rastogi and her lover start contemplating what to do with the body, how to dispose of it without raising suspicion. Muskan talks to her lover, and he reassures her, "Don't worry, I have some plastic bags. We'll pack the body parts in them and scatter them across different parts of the city." But Muskan replies, "If you go out multiple times, you'll be caught by the CCTV cameras in the neighborhood. We'll get caught." They then decide they need to come up with a plan that doesn't raise any suspicion, something that won't alert anyone. They spend the entire night brainstorming. Eventually, they begin dismembering the body. It is placed in the bathroom, with blood flowing into the drains. They cut the body into over 15 pieces, separating the arms, legs, head, and torso. Once the body is chopped into smaller pieces, the next day, March 5th, 2025, arrives. Muskan's lover goes to the market, where he buys a bag of cement, some sand, dust, and a large drum. He brings everything back and places it in the bathroom. He then puts the pre-packed body parts into the drum. Mixing cement and sand into a slurry, he fills the drum, completely encasing the body in cement. At this point, they come up with a new plan: leave the city for a while. They decide to go to Shimla. Before leaving for Shimla, their 5-year-old daughter, who often stays at her grandmother's house, was already there. So Muskan is alone at home, with her lover visiting occasionally. Her husband is mostly in London. The neighbors are told that Muskan and her husband are going on a trip to Shimla and Manali. They travel, enjoy themselves, and return after a few days. After returning, her lover heads back home. However, Muskan, who is around 26 years old, goes to her mother's house. Her mother lives in the Gauripur area of Brahmpuri. Her mother asks, "Beta, I haven't heard from your husband in days. Where is he?" At first, Muskan tries to avoid the question. But when her mother keeps asking, Muskan finally snaps and says, "I killed him. I killed him." Her mother is left in shock. She immediately informs her husband. The next morning, March 18th, 2025, they both go to the Brahmpuri police station and tell the police that their daughter has confessed to killing her husband. When the police ask where the body is, Muskan tells them, "There is a drum in the bathroom and the body is in it." Two constables are sent to investigate. When they open the door and search the bathroom, they find everything clean. The bathroom is spotless. They assume Muskan is lying. They report back, "Sir, there's nothing here. No body, no blood." But Muskan insists, "There's a drum in the bathroom. That's where my husband's body is." The drum is completely filled with cement. There's no smell, and nothing seems suspicious. When the police break open the drum, they find body parts inside. The news spreads like wildfire, causing a sensation in the city. Senior officers arrive at the scene, and the story goes viral on social media. How a woman, in collaboration with her lover, killed her husband and hid the body in a cement-filled drum. If we trace the origin of this story, it begins in 2015. A young man named Saurabh Rajput, whose father Munalal was a retired employee of Indian Oil, lived in the Brahmpuri area of Meerut. Munalal had 3 children, his eldest son Bablu, youngest son Saurabh Rajput, and daughter Shivani. In 2015, Saurabh was a first-year B.Tech student. He had some friends who lived near Shastri Ki Kothi, and he frequently visited them. One day, while visiting a shop in Gauripur, he saw a girl. She was beautiful, graceful, and shopping at the store. Their eyes met, and just like that, they both liked each other at first sight. From the very first meeting, they exchanged phone numbers and started talking whenever they felt like it. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months without them even realizing it. After 7 to 8 months, the guy tells his family, "There's a girl named Muskan Rastogi, and I want to marry her. She lives in a neighborhood nearby." When his father hears this, he clearly refuses, saying, "We'll marry you off within our own community, not outside." On the other hand, the girl's family also has objections, but the couple is stubborn. They are determined to stay together. They vow that they will love each other, get married, and live and die together. They make these promises, and soon both their families break down emotionally. Finally, Saurabh Rajput and his love, Muskan Rastogi, get married in 2016. Shortly after the wedding, Saurabh lands a job with a merchant navy company in London, and his life seems to be on track. Everything is running smoothly, but about a year later, due to some domestic issues, he decides to quit his job and come back home. Once he's back, he starts living with his wife and takes up a job in a plywood business. As time passes, in 2019, they have a daughter named Pihu. But Saurabh begins living separately from his parents and starts focusing solely on his life with his wife. By 2020, he finds a job as a sales manager in a mall in London. He starts traveling back and forth, often staying away from home for months. Muskan is left alone with her daughter, though the little girl spends most of her time with her grandparents, who spoil her with love and attention. Meanwhile, Muskan becomes close to a man named Sahil Shukla, who is a chartered accountant. Over time, their relationship deepens, and they start meeting regularly, spending time together as if they were a married couple. In 2023, when Saurabh returns from London, he finds Muskan's phone and discovers her conversations with Sahil. He confronts her about it, and Muskan flatly tells him that she wants a divorce and plans to spend her life with Sahil. Saurabh refuses to give her a divorce, and tensions rise between them. Despite his efforts to salvage their relationship, things continue to deteriorate, and it becomes evident that their marriage cannot last. Then on the night of February 24th, 2025, Saurabh returns home to surprise Muskan, unaware that this would be his last journey. They had celebrated Muskan's birthday on February 25th, and then Pihu's on the 28th. Everything seemed fine, but on the night of March 4th, 2025, around 11 p.m., Saurabh is murdered. After the murder, his body is packed into a drum. After returning from a trip to Manali and Shimla, Sahil and Muskan try to dispose of the drum, but they fail to move it. Sahil goes to the market and hires some laborers, asking them to load the heavy drum into an e-rickshaw. Despite their combined efforts, the drum won't budge. Frustrated, Muskan decides to visit her parents' house. In the following days, from March 5th to 17th, Saurabh's phone continues to be used, but it's Sahil, not Saurabh, who is answering the calls and responding to messages. The police eventually arrest both Muskan and Sahil. They recover the drum, break it open, and discover that the cement mixture inside had hardened, trapping pieces of Saurabh's body. The post-mortem reveals that Saurabh's death was brutal and horrifying. Had Saurabh given Muskan a divorce earlier, this tragedy might have been avoided. This case soon trends on social media, and everyone starts discussing it, with people commenting that no one should have a wife like Muskan Rastogi. Friends, the purpose of sharing this story is not to upset anyone or cause distress, but to raise awareness. If you liked our video, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we'll meet again with a new real-life story next time. Take care.